Would you like to know whether or not you can actually create influence, persuasion, connection, and cash in 15 seconds or less? Well, if you do, then you're going to want to make sure you stay tuned for this video because today we are going to talk about a social media tool that you might be underutilizing that could instantly help you start creating more influence, more persuasion, more connection, and more cash to your bottom line in your business. So stay tuned. Hi, I'm Lindsay Sewell, and I help busy online marketers to create leverage, to use attraction marketing, and to build a business online that gives you the time and financial freedom that you deserve. And today we are going to talk about one of my absolute favorite social media tools that, in my opinion, is way underused and underutilized on social media, and that is Facebook Stories and its sister, Instagram Stories. Now, I spend a lot more of my time over on Facebook. I run a Facebook group over there, Online Marketing Made Fun. If you want to join, go ahead and click the link in the description below, and you can jump inside of my community where I teach online marketers, home business owners, and coaches how to create a profitable online business, all while having fun. So because of that, I spend a lot of time over on Facebook, but I do use both Facebook and Instagram Stories. If you're not familiar with this, if you have a business account, you are actually able to decide if you want to have your Facebook stories automatically post over to Instagram or vice versa. So you can be in two places all at the same time, or kill two birds with one stone, if you like that phrase and that expression. Now, why am I such a fan of Facebook stories? Aren't these just for kids and for people that want to post about what they're eating that day? Well, yes and no. First of all, there are so many people over on Facebook that are not kids that are posting in their stories and having really, really amazing results with the platform, with the tool, and creating a lot more conversions, leads, and sales in their business. So, why is this? Well, it's because our attention spans continue to get shorter and shorter. A few years ago, when Facebook launched Facebook Live, you could basically jump on a Facebook Live and do nothing and get hundreds of views. Now, you've probably noticed in 2021 that the timeline reach, that the Facebook Live reach, and even the reach inside of your Facebook groups, if you're not doing it correctly, is going down. Now, if you are running a Facebook group and you're not getting the engagement you want, afterwards you're going to want to click over to this video on my 7 engagement tactics to improve the engagement in your Facebook group. But we're not talking about that right now. We're here talking about Facebook stories. So if you remember, TikTok was launched in 2016. And by now, it already has over 2 billion downloads worldwide. So it's probably one of the fastest growing platforms out there. And everything on TikTok is 60 seconds or less, most being in that 15 to 30 second window of videos. So our attention spans have gotten shorter, and Facebook needs to be able to compete with that. If they want to have more people stay on their platform, they need to have a tool that is going to give them that same kind of viral viewership that people are seeing over on TikTok. And Facebook stories are the way that you can do it over on Facebook. Now, I'm not saying that it's TikTok. You're not going to go viral and have 100,000 people watching your video because it landed in their For You page because you did a duet with some famous person. But I am saying that if you are using multi-channel marketing, like I advocate for, you want to be using similar tools in similar places that are going to get you the results that you want and the visibility that you need to build a successful online business. So because of the short attention spans of your audience, you're going to get more attention and more engagement over on your Facebook stories, and Facebook is going to feature them more because it's in competition with these other resources. It's even kind of in competition with their own platform, Instagram, and Instagram Reels. But what's really neat about this is if you are doing TikToks or you are doing Instagram Reels, you can take them and repurpose them over on your Facebook stories or your Instagram stories to find a whole new audience that might not be seeing you on TikTok or in your reels. So it's another way to take content you're already creating and put it in front of more eyeballs. And because Facebook and Instagram stories go away after 24 hours, they create a sense of urgency. So when you use a call to action, either in your videos or you put up a question or you use a poll, you have that sense of urgency. People can't just come back to it whenever they want. If they want what it is that you're talking about, they need to engage and they need to comment or they need to click right then because it could be gone in 24 hours. So you tap into those really natural human emotions that really good marketers understand, which are that sense of scarcity and that sense of urgency. So this instantly helps you to have more persuasion and more influence with your audience because you are going to drive in those natural human emotions and reactions to your content. The other reason why they work so well is because it's a one-to-one engagement and experience. When you're looking at somebody's Facebook or Instagram story, you have no idea how many other people have looked at it. It's just you and that device and that camera and that person giving their story, their information, their videos to you in that moment. So you don't know whether other people are liking that content. You don't know if they're clicking on that polls. And if you've ever heard of the empty parking lot syndrome, that's where nobody wants to go to the doctor's office where there's no one in the parking lot. Think about it. Do you want to go to the doctor who has no one in their parking lot? What's the first thing that you would think in that situation? You're probably going to think it's not a very good doctor, or they're not very well known, or they're brand new and they don't know what they're doing. All of those things are not a positive that are going to make you want to pull in to the parking lot. Now, contrary to that, think about a busy restaurant. You're going to go in there even if you don't know what's on the menu because everybody likes that restaurant. It looks like it must be really good because there's so many people in there. So if you're posting on your timeline and no one's engaging, or you're getting, a handful of likes and no comments, nobody wants to be that first person to comment. So you are at the mercy of that empty parking lot syndrome. It's not the case on your Facebook or Instagram stories because the person doesn't know who else has clicked. They don't know who's in the parking lot. They can't compare to anybody else. So if they're interested in it, they're going to click, and you get to have a conversation right in their Facebook Messenger inbox. So if someone raises their hand and says they're interested in something that you have, you now are having a conversation right in their Facebook Messenger inbox. You're there with their family and friends, and you have a very intimate connection with them and a way to communicate with them, find out what their problems are, what their needs are, and see if you have the solution to offer. And that's how you convert those Facebook stories into cash. So you also want to think about real life media. How often do news stories have long, in-depth, 20, 30-hour long news stories posted? No, you get little snippets of information. You get 30 seconds of this, 5 minutes of that, 60 seconds of something else. They're jumping around and giving you little sound bites of information, and you're able to pick and choose what you're most interested in. So if you want to think about your social media like real life media, you don't want to be rambling on a long Facebook Live. Even this YouTube video, it's going on and a lot more depth than what you would be able to do on a Facebook story or an Instagram story. So that trains you to get very clear, very concise with your words, with what you're trying to say to your audience, and you can use those shorter stories to drive people over to the longer in-depth stories, just like you see happening in real life in the media. So lastly, Facebook and Instagram stories allow you to give people what they want, right? They want to see into your life. They want that kind of behind the scenes. They want to connect and get to know you better. In this world of social media, we really have so much noise happening that there's that lack of personal connection. And Facebook Facebook and Instagram stories allow you to have that personal connection so that you can create more influence and you can create more cash in your business. And they're highly leveraged because you do it once, you post a Facebook story, and hundreds, if not thousands, of people are able to see it, especially if you're repurposing it across multiple platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Reels. You have so many ways that you can repurpose that one piece of content and get lots of visibility on it. But if you're thinking, okay, Lindsay, this all sounds great, but I don't know where to begin. I don't know what to post in my Facebook stories to even be interesting. I don't know how to give the people what they want. Then you're going to want to click below because I put together a brand new 23 different story ideas PDF for you today. So go ahead and grab those 23 ideas and you can get started posting your Facebook stories today. And if you want to make them look really nice, then afterwards you're going to want to head to this video where I tell you what my top 5 apps are for creating incredibly stunning Facebook and Instagram stories. So I'll see you in the next video.